Beers and bets. Beers and bets. Beers and bets. Beers and bets.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Hey.
Beers
All right,
and bets here for the week 2 recap.
Explanation right away.
Wayno.
Thank you.
Easy,
Yes.
right?
The only reason in a billion years you'll ever catch me dead on this podcast. And they say life comes full circle. I always hated on dude. Learned to respect him over the years. Truthfully, congrats to 200 for Wayno. That's cool. Yeah. Of course, like Pujols, it took till the very last fucking games. My tickets for the Phillies game sold for $43, so that was cool because it was probably due to Wayno. They thought he might be playing.
Yeah, everybody wanted to try to see it. The 200th win. Yeah, so congrats to Adam Wainwright.
I almost want to take it off.
It would have been better. Was Yachty in the building?
Nah.
No, that would have been kind of cool.
I don't think he's been even back in the country since
I thought he got deported. Once they found out he didn't play anymore, I think his green card expired.
I mean, his oldest brother still calls all the Cardinal games in Spanish.
That was it.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, he's still. I'm sure once Wayno, they probably will be heavily involved, maybe together. You know,
I know Wayno will.
Yeah,
they're talking the last, so he probably won't pitch again. Obviously, the rest of the year.
But
the last weekend series at home, that they'll either DH him a game or pinch hit him or something to get him to the plate. Try to get him.
Oh yeah.
Try to get him.
What, to get him to 200 hits or what?
No, just so everybody in the last homestand can see him one last time.
Okay.
And he is a good hitter for a pitcher.
Yeah, he always has been. Yep.
For a pitcher.
Yeah. Enough. 10 career home runs for Wayno.
No shit.
Enough baseball.
That would have been a good trivia one.
Enough baseball.
Well, yeah.
We're here for the week 2 recap of the NFL.
Yeah, do we have to?
Brad.
Matt was getting impatient there. He's like,
Brad,
I know. Hey, I had a question, though.
Sure, Jimmy. Keep delaying the football talk. All right. Let's stall as long as you need to.
It's a real question, though, when I thought about Wayno today. 200 wins, right? So is Bumgardner a Hall of Famer, no doubt?
What did he finish with in wins? 150?
He's a lot lower. He's probably like 160,
has to be
I would say.
Lower, right?
Wayno's counting stats are pretty good. He's got 200 wins. He's got a 3.5 ERA, and he's got over 2,000 strikeouts. It's just Mad Bum literally willed his team to a championship.
Yeah, 3 of them. Right,
more than
that one.
Right.
Didn't Bumgarner get 2 World Series where he was
3?
The dude?
He was
3,
and 2 of them he was definitely the dude. The one against
2 where he literally just was going every 3-4 days pitching like till his arm fell off, which is why his numbers probably aren't as good.
I don't know why the fuck I can't. Yeah, I don't know. Someone pull that out, Gramsci or something. I can't. I know he doesn't have 200. That was kind of my thinking on it. So it's like this.
I know he's lower.
I mean, gut reaction, yeah. Bumgarner's Hall of Famer.
I know, but that's where I'm like, then how is Wayno? I don't know. It's just kind of.
I think Wayno is too.
That Wayno kind of started an era where wins mattered, and he's going to go or try to get in the Hall of Fame when it's more like wins above replacement and strikeouts and shit like that. I hope he gets it.
Kershaw's at 209, and Kershaw's a Hall of Famer. But the thing is, with Wayno, 2011, he was hurt.
He missed the big seasons.
Yeah, he did.
You know, outside of that first one.
Yeah, 06, he closed it, but he wasn't.
The first one, he was a reliever. Right.
Yep.
Right. All right. But yeah, I just was curious.
Yeah. On to football.
So there was a pickleball tournament on CBS.
No. We're done. Brad.
Why are you so impatient?
Me and you have reason to smile. Your Ravens played very well on Sunday against the Bengals. Aside from the cornerbacks just getting dominated by T. Higgins a couple times. But overall, where the Ravens sit, they start 2-0. They get a big division win against the Bengals. Bengals fall to 0-2. You got to feel good after 2 weeks. Lamar looks pretty good in a new offense. So where are you at?
Yeah,
how confident?
I don't consider this a great, like you were saying, it's a good, well-played game. I kind of thought they, again, got a little lucky. I think they're 2-0, and if they played a quality team, I don't know if it'd be that same record. You know, it was nice to see with the new offense that they still know how to run the ball 37 times a game and get a win that way. Lamar looks better from the pocket, but he doesn't seem like that same athlete. He still's getting his runs. I think it was like 12 for 50, but he just didn't break anything. It was always like 7 yards, 8 yards, 10 yards, which that's fine. That's a great weapon, but that's not the guy he was a year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, fair enough.
Did you see the same thing? I don't know how close you're watching it.
They've gotten rid of the scripted runs, so he doesn't have as many opportunities.
Right.
He runs when he has to. He doesn't run as like part of what the offense needs 100% of the time.
He was their leading rusher. So in terms of carries.
Yeah, but all those are scramble plays. It's not like him taking the ball and following a lead back through a hole. I didn't see any of that in the game. There's still some
RPO in there. There's no more true read option or just actual run plays for him.
Yeah.
But
which I'm fine with, because I think Lamar's good enough as a passer now to play that way. I don't think he needs to be
I think it's
running
fine
all the time guy.
And with where the defense's health is, I'm happy. Especially Bengals are 0-2. Cincy, I don't see how that defense is getting any stronger. Cleveland loses the best running back in the league, possibly, and the Steelers are a train wreck on offense.
Yeah.
So, we were hyping up this division 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks in, it's not looking like the juggernaut that we thought.
Right. I mean, the Ravens are the Ravens are really the only team I don't have concerns about yet. And if I have small concerns, it'd be the secondary, because T. Higgins on the couple touchdowns, the people covering him they just weren't man enough. And Marlon Humphrey will be back in a couple weeks, a week, 2 weeks. So that helps. But the secondary and injuries would be my baby concerns, but they haven't shown themselves yet. So I like where the Ravens are at. They're as far as I can tell right now, they win that division. Every other team has kind of fallen to the wayside.
I'd agree.
Jimmy,
I think they only get healthier.
Step in, Jimmy. Like, what do you think where the Ravens, what you've seen from them first 2 weeks, and the Bengals? I think we all would expect the Bengals to bounce back to an extent.
Yeah, I think they always seem to come back. Like I don't know. Last year they started off shitty. They put themselves in a bad. I do think Burrow's banged up, and I think that's affecting everyone. Like we said before we got on here, Jamar hasn't really done shit, which is kind of weird. I think they're just a team that they get it going. They start
slow. Yeah.
In that division, but at the same time, the Ravens can find themselves like they kind of early on in the Texans game. They didn't really play great. They kind of have a tendency to play down, and Lamar fucking scares me. Like there's games and I'll hear Brad, we're watching Red Zone and he's got that game on too, watching it. And he's like, God damn it, Lamar. Like, what do you do? And I can hear that. I'm not watching that now, but like, I know he's a
loose
fan,
football,
he watches it.
Loose football at all times.
He scares me, dude. I haven't seen him do it, especially in the playoffs. So I think that the division's up for grabs, dude. And then you got the annoying Pittsburgh that's just like lingering around, and those games are tough. So I still think that's the most physical like division in the league, probably. Like I think those games are all just tight, man-to-man, like football games, man. And so I think it'll be a crapshoot. I'd still put my money probably like as of now. I think I'd go with the Bengals, but again, I'm worried,
especially with the odds you might be able to get on the Bengals after the 0-2 start.
And I just know that last year they started slow. They end up in the AFC champion. They lost in overtime or right before overtime on a personal foul, right, on the Mahomes. So
yep.
Yeah, I don't know. The Ravens just don't. They haven't done it in the playoffs, and until they do, I can't really. It's hard for me to be like, yeah, they're dope, because I don't know. All the teams in that division are tough. Even the Browns aren't bad.
I love those divisional games in the AFC North. I don't love Nick Chubb getting hurt, and we'll save that for the end of the podcast. Let's save that for the end. I don't want to get into the Debbie Downer shit yet.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get on to my Bucs, the most important segment of the podcast, Buccaneers talk. After 2 games, Baker still hasn't thrown an interception. Offense hasn't turned the ball over. Defense looks as advertised. We got a test next week. Next Monday night, we play the Eagles. The game's in Tampa. Weather calls for thunderstorms, which I'd love to see. Eagles a little bit out of sync. I think we got a shot. To go in and beat the Eagles next week. All right.
To go into your home venue?
Yeah, we go into our own home venue.
You got it because
and
you know
we
there's
beat
going to
the
probably be
Eagles.
more.
Yeah,
there's
we're
gonna be
going
more
in there.
Eagles
We're going in
Oh,
there
yeah.
too, man.
Yeah, there's going to be more. Yeah, you are. You're
Yeah.
going to go into your own venue because you said when you were at the Bucs game, all the Bucs fans.
The
were,
ones in the upper deck were
that
not
wasn't
good fans.
Stuttering John.
And if you're out there listening, you
I
need to
heard
get better if you're
attendance was
sitting in the
terrible
upper
this
decks.
game. I heard attendance was terrible for this game.
I don't recall. There wasn't a lot of crowd shots, so I couldn't tell you. There was noise. There was noise on third down, but they might have pumped some of it into the fucking broadcast. I couldn't tell you.
It's a home game. They're all yelling because they're realizing it's fucking Baker at quarterback.
And because I don't want to brag about them beating the Bears too much. The Bears are one of the worst, like 3 or 4 teams in the league. But I will say,
he's not a quarterback. I don't even know.
Yeah,
Justin Fields.
I'm kind of there too, man.
He is so bad. He wasn't a quarterback last year.
He's got like Robert Griffin vibes after Robert Griffin had the one good year. Like he hasn't even shown that.
The ball. Robert Griffin threw the ball.
Yeah, for 1 year he threw it decent, and then after that it was crap.
Like a more
and that's what it kind of reminds me of.
He's a more athletic Taysom Hill.
He's not a quarterback.
Yeah.
He's a fucking.
I'm kind of ready to write Justin Fields off.
I don't know why that were. Yeah.
Because honestly, some of their best plays.
Game.
Yeah, it was not exciting.
I
mean, I'm glad Mike Evans had a couple long plays. That was fun to see.
I love it.
Baker thinks he can run the ball. That's kind of funny to watch.
I think the only thing I like about Baker's running game is it kind of gets the other teammates fired up. Like it really, you could see Mike Evans and the other offensive players come and like high five him and fist bump him. So he does get the dudes riled up when he starts talking that shit. So I do like that about him.
That's what I told you, dude.
Yeah.
That was
and it's like a 3-yard run. It's like a 3-yard run, and Baker will get tackled on the sideline, and he'll bounce up and be like, "Yeah, what do you got?
What's up? Yeah, like get in their face, and it's like, dude, what are you doing, man? You played for like 8 teams in a calendar year.
But it's so early.
Here's my concerns.
Oh my God.
Eagles game next Monday night. AJ Brown's little fit he threw about not getting the ball last Thursday night against the Vikings. He was talking shit to Jalen Hurts, throw me the ball, whatever he was saying. I'm a little bit worried that this is the AJ Brown get right game because Carlton Davis, the Bucs' #1 corner, might not play next Monday night. And AJ Brown, we all know he wants the ball now. This could be a game where they get it going.
Man.
AJ's a tough dude to stop.
You don't think he calmed them down? Because after his little outburst, they targeted him 5 times on the next drive, and he had that PI in the end zone.
Right.
Or he would have had a touchdown.
I don't think wide receivers enjoy PI calls as much as touchdowns. But
I don't. But you get targeted 5 times. What more do you want on one drive?
Yeah, he got what he asked for already. I'd like that. I just think the Eagles haven't been in sync. And is this the game? Is this the week we see them how we saw them last year again? Are they close enough where they can turn it on and just even a good Bucs defense, they run the ball down their throats? I could see it happening. I'm not going to lie. That Eagles offensive line's good enough.
They are.
They could block it up and run it down the Bucs' throats. I wouldn't be surprised.
Something out.
Yeah.
Let's took the Star Wars Cup, man.
Bet the Bucs money line next Monday night. Everybody, bet the Bucs money line. It's fun. Have some fun.
Yeah, losing money's great.
I haven't lost yet this year. I've been doing good. I've been doing good for 2 weeks. The slide is inevitable at some point, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. That game's gonna. Who knows where it goes? Because Bucs haven't played bad, but I just think the Eagles are, like you said, might be on the verge of getting to that point, kind of like the Bengals are. Like they need to come out. And play.
Well, the Eagles have played kind of poor and they've won.
Yep.
The Bengals have played poor and they aren't good enough to get by
the
playing
Eagles
bad.
Are banged up in the
Well, who knows if Burrow even plays with the calf? Right?
I don't think he does next week. I think he misses a game. They got to get him right. They got to get him right.
Yeah. But
Jimmy,
I think that the Eagles secondary, they're kind of banged up too. Like
they are.
I know that Bradbury or Cushion, some Berry.
Bradbury, Maddox got and their safety got hurt. He's out for a while. Yeah.
So I don't know. That game, I think it'll be a good game. I'm actually excited to watch Baker on primetime because if he fucks up, I can laugh at you. And if he wins, I can tell you I was right because Baker's a dude.
Yeah. Dude, I'm really all the way in on Baker. Even after 2 weeks, I'm all the way in.
And I love it.
I got to say it.
I want the Broncos to lose out, but because like before we're already fucked. You don't start 0-2 and make the playoffs. I think the percentage is like 9% of the time where teams. So this though, the Bucs aren't winning the Super Bowl. So you're going to be in that.
I'm safe to say that. I'm safe to say that they're not winning the Super Bowl.
7-9 or 7-10, and you're going to.
I don't think we're 7-10 though. I think we're 10-7. I think we're 10-7.
You're not going to be the Ravens. You're not going to be the Niners. You're going to be somewhere in between. You're going to be in between the Broncos and like the Jets and be, you know what I mean? Like we'll be in there.
I think the Jets will be below the Broncos and the Bucs.
Man. Yeah, not the Bucs though. I don't know, man. I think it's gonna. I don't know. I think things are trending down for Tampa, man.
We'll see. We still have a bunch of cupcake games on the schedule, so I feel good about
your division. Every divisional game.
Yeah, that's 6 of them right there. We haven't even had one of those 6 divisional matchups, and we got the Texans and the Colts.
The Saints are
and the Titans. I'll throw into a cupcake game.
Saints are better than you guys, and when they get Kamara back,
right now, I think they're more convincing.
Yeah.
You feel better about Derek Carr, Mike Thomas, Chris Olave. Kamara's going to come back. The Saints defense
is better.
The Saints defense is just as good.
Tampa.
Atlanta's defense has yet to be tested, so we will see about Atlanta. Their defense has not faced anybody worth a fucking shit.
I just think you got a little lucky and played 2 bad teams.
Yeah, you did.
We'll see. We played a team that won 13 games on the road week 1. Fucking knocked them off.
You're playing 2 teams that are 0-2. And I mean, they're giving up a lot more points than they're scoring.
The Vikings.
Nothing looks good for
Atlanta's beating better teams than we have this year, Brad.
I think they've just looked better. I think they have an identity as an offense. If you're going to bet on Baker every week to win you the game,
what about Desmond Ritter? He's fucking awful. Bet on Desmond
Ritter.
He's terrible.
I'll take Algier and I'll take Bijan.
Yeah, well,
unstoppable right now.
When we get to December, let's see where the teams are catching up to Atlanta's offense. And how much Desmond Ritter can do. I wouldn't be surprised if Heineke's in there by then.
Desmond Ritter is yet to turn the ball over.
Neither is Baker.
I just wonder. He's turned over the ball plenty in his years.
I wonder if Baker's starting in December. Like, I wonder what's going to happen. Because
unless he gets hurt, I'd say he is right now. I'd say he's the guy.
You're all head, dude.
Yeah.
What other option do they have?
Flip-flop,
you know what I mean?
I know,
they'll go to Kyle Trask, the guy who's never been a starter.
We're wasting too much time on the Bucs. We've gone too far.
No shit. It was 7:34. It's 42 now.
But
disgusting.
I can't even add up. I can't do the math of what you just said. But yeah, I'm sold on Baker. Jimmy, we're talking our teams, your Broncos. Just vent for however long you need to.
I thought it looked good.
Better improvement,
but this team, like I said last week, doesn't know how to win. We get up 21-3. Russ loses his mind. All right, and what happened there was running play up the middle for like a good 8 yards from Javonte, okay? And we had just taken the lead with a.
We're talking end of the first half, right?
Right at the.
Isn't that where you're at?
Half.
Yeah.
And we're up 21-3. Running play or good punt return. Get up to like whatever they're 50. Start off with a 8-yard run. They call a holding play. When you go back and watch it, it wasn't hold at all. It was a guy we signed out of wherever the fuck his name is. It wasn't though. Like I've watched, dude. He pancaked a guy and they called holding on it. It was a ridiculous call. It was just.
You see it now and then. They grab the inside of the chest plate or something weird while they're pushing him back. And yeah, sometimes they call it. Most of the times they don't. I get it.
Goes back to 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 20 or 1st and 20 or whatever it was. Then Russ runs, gets yardage, fumbles the goddamn ball.
Yep.
And I don't know how he didn't have possession of that when Purdy had it last week against whoever he was playing when he just like pinned it on the ground under his ass. But they say Russ doesn't have it. So ref is kind of bullshit there. And
we're taking the blame the refs route in the first half.
I am not. I'm saying shit. No, Russ. Russ fucked up there. Russ fucked up.
Okay.
You can't. What do you not do when you have a lead? What's the one thing you don't
turn the ball over, Jimmy?
Give him the ball, dude. Yeah. Yep. So we do that. We don't know how to win the game. We don't. Then they go down. They go for 2. They didn't call it 2-point conversion on the field. They review it. There was nothing when you watch the replay, and I would love you to pull it. Like, dude, don't be biased towards like because Dude, I'd be hard pressed to tell me it was conclusive that the ball got in. Okay, so they call that a 2-point conversion. I mean, we don't know
It's
how to
21-11 at this point.
11.
I think. Right.
Then we go on to just do Broncos fucking things, man. And Russ really looked dope in the first fucking half. Like once we had the lead, he didn't look. He doesn't.
First 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
3 touchdowns on the first 3 drives.
Receivers, dude. To different receivers. Javante was
the deep ball to Mims was nice.
Mims looked really good.
They got to use Mims more. They got to use him more.
And I think we will. He's in on the punt return game, so I mean, he's a playmaker. And that's one that Sean Payton, I'm excited about. But
it's his guy.
Man, we just don't know how to win. That's it. We got no pass rush at all. Like, I don't know. I hated the fucking dumbass from Dallas. He's good.
Randy Gregory is who you're talking about.
He can chase people down. He doesn't make sacks because he gets through a blocker and fucking makes a sack. He makes a sack because he's a good athlete.
Yeah.
He's going to chase someone down. He's not going to just blow up the play and be a fucking.
He doesn't get there quick enough to be a real true rusher.
We have none of them. None of them. And we aren't good enough outside of fucking PS2 to make plays on the, you know what I mean? So we just weren't to give up what we did when we have a 21. Dude, it's the fucking commies. Like, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was so excited, but I knew we weren't going to get the 2-point conversion on the Hail Mary. So, like, that was the coolest play I've seen from them in 5 years. That was
a pretty bad non-PI call.
Oh, on the 2-point conversion.
That was pretty bad.
Again, I'm not one to go to the refs, but if you got everyone has been saying that, so
he made contact early, way before the ball got there on the 2-point conversion to end the game.
Neck, like behind him, like it was hooking him like that.
I mean, whether it's the first minute of the game or the last, it should be called the same.
Yeah, and especially there. But again, that's on the Broncos. No timeouts. Coach Payton came out and said, "Hey, I'm not used to not having timeouts." Well, that late in the game. I don't know why we're not having timeouts and getting on and off the field so slow. And then there was a time where they were running out. And I'm going, hey, let's get to the fucking line because it gets down to 2 seconds. You don't even have time barely to call an audible. Look at the line and shift whatever block.
Yeah, it's like if you're panicked. You're going into a panicked play at that
why?
point.
It's after we just had a big play. We don't need to be that. We just get excited because we haven't thrown the ball more than 20 yards in 15 years. So it's fucking bullshit. But whatever. I thought Russ looked good early on and we just don't know how to win. Well,
don't give up yet because, there's 2 teams that are 1-1 in that division, the AFC South. There's 2 teams that are 0-2. So you look at it that way, you're 1 game back in the division.
No,
and it's not like they're going to – I don't expect them to win the division, but just to keep it in perspective, those teams are only 1 game better than you are right now after 2 weeks.
2 home games that we should have won.
What I don't like – they lost 2 games that they probably were at least equally matched. Now they go to Miami to play the Dolphins, and that's a tough team to go visit when you started 0-2. You got to go visit McDaniels and his fucking fancy sneakers and his fancy play calls and his fucking awkward attitude. He says some weird shit, that dude.
He is so weird.
Yeah.
If we don't,
he might be a serial killer. I wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins coach McDaniels, if he has killed a person in his life. He's got weird vibes.
He's like a normal dude.
It looks like
I don't know. He's not normal to me. He's not normal to me.
He looks like an agent.
You're like the king of reptiles. You're over here talking about normal.
This is further than reptiles.
Looks like he should be on Miami Vice as like the villain. Like he's like the guy.
The computer hacker or something.
Guy. Yeah, he's just like a nerdy football.
I think he's a good coach, Brad. It's just he weirds me out, man.
He's hella fast.
He's probably got a little like Zach Greinke in him, where he's like anti-social and all weird.
Yeah,
he looked like in that interview.
He's got something off. I do understand.
He seems like he's high almost every time I see him, like whether it's on the sideline or in an interview.
The vape, right?
He did. He was the one who hit the vape last year on the sideline. Maybe it was a hash pen. Who's the yeah, McDaniels reached down like in his coat last year.
No fucking way.
Hit a vape.
And he like double taps it, and then you see
that's got to be a place where they're like, we don't want that kind of shit in the air.
Oh no shit!
There's my god.
The only coach that's like, God, it's getting stressful. Let me get high real quick.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's a PED.
It's 4th down. Got to hit the vape.
Yeah.
Where's my vape?
Where's my vape?
Where's my vape? Yeah. Hey, all right, Coach, what do we got here? First of all, where's my vape? And second of all, yeah, let's run Spider 2Y banana. That'd be great, man. Where's my vape?
All right, we wasted a half hour on our teams. Let's get to the rest of the league right quick. Jags.
A Spider 2Y, where's my vape banana?
There you go.
Time out.
Time out. Where's my vape?
Time out.
Hang on.
But
let's get it back.
Let's go to Jaguars Chiefs. The Chiefs have not looked like what we're used to seeing out of the Chiefs. Mahomes hasn't been great. The Chiefs defense. How is this happening early in the season? The Chiefs defense is usually terrible until like the playoffs, really. And I'm kind of confused.
This isn't about the Chiefs defense. This is Andy Reid knowing Peterson. Peterson has never been able to beat Andy Reid. He's now 0-4. What is this? The third time Kansas City's beaten Jacksonville in under a year? They own Jacksonville. They live in their head.
Not in the playoffs. They had some success against them last year,
but not enough.
But you've now lost to a team 3 times in under a year, and your coach has never beaten them, and he's a protege of the Chiefs head coach. They walk in just knowing they're not as good. That's the vibe I get right now.
Yeah.
What I'd argue, though,
I mean, their defense, the Jags defense was ready too. Go ahead, Jimmy. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good, man. I was just like, you want to talk about living in their heads, dude. Well, like, it looked like they were in the Chiefs' heads a little bit when that game ended, because I'm telling you, dude, the Chiefs were waving to all the fans. The players are waving. There's a lot of. They wanted to win that game. They were worried a little bit because they were in the Chiefs' heads. They knew, because like when that game ended, it looked like they're going like Mahomes. Jesus Christ! I think my fucking whole computer just launched. They're going like Mahomes is going like that to all the Chiefs fans in the crowd. You know what I mean? It's like, dude. Yep. You beat the Jags. You're 1-1. Like, what do you do? You should have. You're the defending champions, and you haven't lost anyone. You got Kelsey back, and you won by a touchdown. And Kelsey looks like shit. He does not look healthy, man. He was a distraction. Of course, he gets a touchdown.
Kelsey, 9 targets, only 4 catches. That's not what we're used to seeing out of the Chiefs.
He wasn't healthy.
Usually,
every time he was down, he was like slow to get up, kind of like not jogging back. You know, he was kind of, and they're like, hey, take your time, do your thing. But yeah, he didn't look right.
That's okay. Maybe they should ease him in a little bit. The Chiefs got the Bears next week. Maybe you just put Kelsey on the bench next week and say, let's see what else we got at receiver besides Kelsey, because we can beat the Bears without him.
Fucking joke. Where's that game at?
Yeah. If it's in Kansas City, I might go. I got some people from Chicago coming in.
These schedules
for a visit.
The Bears in week 3.
They got a pretty nice.
Fucking kidding me?
They must be playing the AFC North this year, or the NFC North this year. That's the only reason that the Bears would be coming to town this early. They have to also play the Packers, Vikings, and Lions. Yeah, they already played the Lions. So their interconference matchup, interleague play, whatever you want to call it, is NFC North this year. Yeah. It rotates every 4 years, man. That's how they make the schedules.
Thanks, Matt. I'm aware of that, but I'm blown away by the fact that in week 3 they get to play the Bears at Arrowhead. Bunch of bullshit.
That's a gimme. That is a tap in of a game for the Chiefs. That'll be my survivor pool pick. I'm going to use the Chiefs this week.
Chris Jones looked pretty good already.
Yeah. A sack and a half and a bunch of pressures.
Yeah, he looked good. They look weird, but I don't know. They might figure it out, and if not, I think it'll just be because they don't know which receiver to
play. The thing that the Chiefs did hit right is drafting Trent McDuffie. Trent McDuffie was a rookie last year, I believe, out of Washington. Mm-hmm. He looks good. L'Jarius Sneed, the corner on the other side, looks good. Those are two things they did
from the Niners.
They did right
in free agency. Karlaftis looks good on the line.
Yeah, not so much getting sacks, but Karlaftis is involved a bunch. You see him show up.
You see it with Bolton too. It's
Yeah, Mizzou guy. Shout out to Bolton.
Yep. Yeah, he got hurt though, right?
Did he?
Yeah.
He got dinged up. I don't know if he's
okay. He got like
I don't know what happened to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I liked when that dude for the Chiefs tried to go return. He was returning the punt and he's looking up like this, and the ball comes down and hits him in the shoulder pad, and he goes, "Man, son!" You can tell.
Yeah,
He's blaming it on the sun.
Yeah. But he goes, boom! Like right, it's like he was squared up and thought he
Why
knew
did the
it
visor
was.
on?
He didn't look at it at all. He couldn't see it. He was just trying to act like he knew. Like maybe fair catch, hit and run away.
You guys want to finish up with some Chargers shit talk? Chargers fall to 0-2. My side team.
They're
my
bad.
dear Herbie and the Chargers.
Yeah, they're terrible.
And like, I'm just sick of Brandon Staley. You got Herbert. Herbert's going to cost you like $40 million a year in a year or two. You got him on a rookie deal. You're able to spend money to put pieces around him right now, and you're still not fucking winning games. And don't tell me, you can't tell me it's Herbert's fault. They've lost the last 4 games. In those 4 games they've lost in a row, Herbert, 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 1,100 yards passing. So you can't put it on Herbie. It's Brandon Staley. He's a defensive coach. What are we doing? Give your young quarterback some fucking support, man. It's disappointing to me. I'm more disappointed than angry.
Well, I don't know what you're doing, not we. I'm not doing anything with that fucking team. I don't think they have a good defense. I don't think they are. I don't know. I don't have any trust in that team. I don't know why you do, other than Herbie.
It's Herbert, man. I love the guy. I love watching him play.
Like, dude, I don't know. I don't think they're that good. I think they're mediocre. I mean,
they're a great fantasy football offense. You know what I mean? With Eckler and Herbert and Allen, like they put up numbers.
Allen Williams.
Football. But we saw Tennessee just plays better football. They know how to win games.
Well, it goes to overtime.
Won the game.
That's true. Can't argue with that. Vrabel, you trade Vrabel for Staley. There's no way the fucking Titans win that game with Staley head coaching.
No, and that's where you tried last week to say, you guys love Vrabel, and it's like, dude, well, he's better than that idiot. And when they won that game, I was like, man, he is a head coach. I don't think dude is. And if you said he's a defensive guy, I don't know where he's doing that job.
Yeah, what is he doing?
Yeah, they're not playing defense, so I don't really know. Because if
they got a lot of sacks, that was about it. But it didn't lead to anything.
2 games, right? Yeah, but
it just seemed like Tannehill was getting sacked a lot, but it didn't.
I mean, there was a handful of sacks, Brad. I think there was 5, but Tannehill goes 20 for 24. You can't let a guy like Tannehill go 20 for 24 passing, especially when that Titans receiving core is like subpar.
Hopkins,
they got Hopkins.
Yeah,
they got Hopkins and the second-year dude Burks. But still, it's not a tough defense to defend in the air.
If you have that one guy and then you have Derrick Henry back there, though, that's 2 guys you got to actually.
And they kept him in check.
They did a decent job on Henry too.
On Henry, but he also got brought in on the 1 and ran in for a touchdown. That was a big one in the game. He went down to the 1, and dude, the funniest thing, you watch it on Red Zone, and you're just like, they get the ball at the 1, and I don't think there's anybody else in the league that you're just like, oh, that's a touchdown. There's no way.
It took him 2 plays, but you knew it was inevitable.
The second one, he went over the top. It's like, can you imagine being a linebacker and that dude's coming at you over like,
240
what are you gonna hit?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, meet him at the top? No. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think they're a more physical football team. They're
I didn't hear today that your little protege Herbert, supposedly he's not allowed to audible anything.
He should be able to, because his mind has got to be better
with that call.
I don't like that.
Under a minute.
Something's wrong with that franchise.
All right, we'll see. Chargers still make the playoffs after starting 0-2. You can mark it down. Mark it down.
Broncos end up with a better record.
Mark it down. We got it right this past game on the Chargers.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.